What is up, guys? We are facing Sabertooth on Expert Mode with Peter Parker Spider-Man. So this side scheme here will have 5 threat. The main scheme starts with 0. While Robert Kelly is attached to Find the Senator, treat his text box as if it was blank. So he doesn't have a text box here, but he still has 9 hit points. If he leaves play, the players lose the game. Sabretooth starts out with a tough status card, and then let's shuffle up the encounter deck here. And then let's shuffle up the player deck here. And then draw up to our hand size of 6. And let's see what we got. Okay, so we have all 3 of our really big drawing cards, and we have energies to pay for here. And then we have the Enhanced Spider Sense as a mental resource. I think we might have to use, okay, so let's just keep everything here. This is probably the best hand that we can get. Yeah, let's just keep everything here. So let's use this as 4 resources, so we can play Nick Fury. When Nick Fury enters play, choose one. We're gonna pick the one to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Next, let's use Peter Parker Scientist to generate a mental resource. This would be 2 more mental resources for a total of 3, so we can play Moon Girl. Play only if your identity has a champion or genius trait. We are a genius as Peter Parker. After you play Moon Girl from your hand, draw 1 card for each mental resource you use to pay for it. So we're drawing 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's flip over here to Spider-Man, and we will play one way or another. Hero action, search the encounter deck for a side scheme and reveal it. Let's put out Medical Emergency here. When defeated, heal 2 damage from Robert Kelly. It has 2 threat plus hinder 2, so it's gonna be 4 total. And an acceleration token to the main scheme. Next, we can resolve one way or another and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's use this as 3 resources. So we can play a Quinn Carrier, which we can only play if our identity has the Avengers trait. We do have Spider-Man here. Let's exhaust the Quinn Carrier to generate a resource to put down our web shooters here. This will have 3 web counters. Let's use the web shooters to generate a resource. So we can play War of the Great Web attached to a character with Spider and Style. Let's give it to Spider-Man. We now gain the Web Warrior trait, and when a Web Warrior ally leaves play, we get +1 attack until the end of the phase. Let's use this as a resource to put down our Aunt May here and keep the backflip in her hand. Okay, so let's see. We can have Moon Girl and Nick Fury Thor for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 from here. They will take consequential damage. And Spider-Man will Thor for 1 from Medical Emergency. And then that will end our turn. So let's ready back up. Oops. And then draw back up to our hand size of 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it is now Sabertooth's turn. He's gonna add 2 to the main scheme because of the acceleration. And then after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, there's a force response. Deal 2 damage to Robert Kelly. And we deal 3 to him instead if there's at least 6 threat on here. And then Sabretooth attacks us. Spider Sense activates when the villain initiates an attack against you. Draw 1 card. Let's have Nick Fury defend this attack. This would be his boost card. 2 plus 3 for a total of 5 damage. Nick Fury does not survive that. And then Sabretooth has a force response. After he activates against you, discard the top card of the encounter deck and heal damage from equal to the amount of boost icon. So it's just healing 1, but he's at full hit points, so nothing happens. And then we get a face down encounter card, which is Advance. So it's gonna scheme with a base of 2 plus a boost card of 1 more, and the boost effect, discard 1 card at random from your hand. So unfortunately, we're discarding Spire Tracer, which is okay. And then he's scheming for 2, so 2 more threat to the main scheme. And then his force response after he activates, discard the card, and he's healing with that. But he's at full hit points, so nothing matters again. Okay, so let's see, it's back to our turn here. We want to get down Coastin. So let's use this as 1 resource, Quinn Carrier as a 2nd resource, and the web shooters as a third. So we can play Agent Coulson. When Coulson enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a preparation card and add to your hand. So we can look through our deck for Spycraft here and put it in our hand. And shuffle back up. Okay. Next, let's use this Beat Cop as a resource to play Spycraft. Play only if we control a character with a spy trait. We do with Agent Coulson. When you review an encounter card, discard Spycraft, cancel the effects of that card, and then review another card from the encounter deck. And then we actually shouldn't have used the web shooter here, but that's okay. So let's have Coulson thwart for 2 from medical emergency. Bring this down to 1. He will take a consequential damage. And then let's have Spider-Man thwart for 1 from medical emergency to clear this off. Get rid of the acceleration token here. And then after this is defeated, heal 2 damage from Robert Kelly, so we can bring him back to his full hit points of 9. And then that will end our turn. So let's ready back up. Let's discard Pavitri here and draw back up to our hand size of 5, keeping the back foot in our hand. Okay, so it is now Sabertooth's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main scheme. Force response to deal 2 damage to Robert Kelly. And so I have 5. Let's clear this up. Okay, and then Sabretooth will attack us. Spire Sense activates so we can draw a card. Let's take the attack. So this will be his boost card. 2 plus nothing. Should we just take the 2 damage? Yeah, let's just take the 2 damage. So we drop from 10 down to 8. And then he will discard a card to heal by 3, but he's at full hit points. And then 1 encounter card, which is exhaustion. Exhaust your identity, and that surges as well. Attach to a minion and give it a tough status card. There are no minions, so this will gain surge. Shadows of the Past, let's cancel it. So we will use, we have to use this. Let's not cancel it then. Okay, so the Vulture is coming into play. He has Quick Strike, so it's gonna hit us for 3. So we drop from 8 down to 5. Actually, should we? Yeah, let's just take it. So we drop from 8 down to 5. And then Highway Robbery here with an acceleration token to the main scheme. When reviewed, each player places a random card from their hand face down underneath Highway Robbery. So we lose a card. This has 3 threat. And we shuffle up the other Vulture cards into the encounter deck here. All right, and then back to our turn. Okay, so let's see, what can we do here? We want to put down Lady Spider. So let's use the Quinn carrier to generate 1 resource. This will be 3 more resources when paying for a yellow card for a total of 4. So we can play Lady Spider here. And then let's use the web shooters to generate a resource. So we can play Endurance. This will increase our max hit points by 3. So we go from 5 up to 8 here. Okay, and then we want to definitely defeat the Vulture here. So let's have Lady Spider swing for 2. She takes 2 consequential damage. And the Moon Girl will swing for 2. That will finish off the Vulture. And the Moon Girl will take consequential damage, and she will be discarded here. And then let's have Coulson thwart. Let's have him thwart for 2 from Highway Robbery here. To bring this down to 1. Okay, that will end our turn. Let's ready back up. Keep the back flip in our hand and draw back up to our hand size of 5. We have both back flips here. Okay, so it is Sabertooth's turn. He's gonna add 2 to the main scheme. Then we do damage to Robert Kelly. Since there's more than 6 threat, he takes 3 damage now. So he's at 4 hit points left, 5 damage. Sabretooth attacks us. We draw a card with Spider Sense. Let's take the attack. This would be his boost. 2 plus, if this activation deals damage to a friendly character, stun that character, it won't do damage because we're gonna use a backflip here. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent all that damage. So we can prevent the 2 damage. And then he will discard a card to heal. And he will deal us a face down encounter card, which is Gang Up. The villain and each minion engage with you attacks. So he's gonna attack us again. We draw another card with Spider Sense. And then let's take the attack. So 2 plus a boost card of 3 for 5 damage. We will use our second backflip to dodge out of that one as well. He discards a card to heal, and then Sabertooth, oh, and that's actually it. Okay, because that was the encounter card. Okay, so back to our turn here. Let's see. Let's use this as 2 resources, so we can play Ironheart. When she enters play, from her hand, draw 1 card. So we're gonna draw a card, and we got the Web of Life Destiny here, which is perfect. So ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a web word trait. We do as Spider-Man because of the War of the Great Web here. So we can put this down free. When a web warrior ally leaves play, we get +1 attack, or we're gonna draw a card rather. Okay, so let's have Lady Spider Thwart for 1 from Highway Robbery. This clears us off. When defeated, return each face down card here to its owner's hand, so we get this card back into our hand. We can remove the acceleration token. Lady Spider's effect, after she thwarts and removes threat from a scheme, we can remove an equal amount from a different scheme. So let's get 1 off of Find the Senator. She gets defeated. Lady Spider is this card, and we draw a card with the Web of Life and Destiny's effect. Okay, next, Find the Senator is going to flip over when it's defeated. Protect the Senator. So we now gain control of Robert Kelly here, and we move this over to stage 2A. When review, deal each player a face down encounter card, and then we flip this over to 2B, and when completed, defeat Robert Kelly. If he leaves play, then we lose again. Okay, so we now also have control of Robert Kelly. Let's use a Quinn carrier to generate a resource, and this will be a second resource, so we can play SPDR down. Okay, let's have Coulson swing at Sabertooth. That will remove his tough status card here. Coulson takes 8 consequential damage. Ironheart swings for 1 to bring Sabertooth from 15 down to 14. She takes 8 consequential damage. SPDR will swing for 1 to bring from 14 down to 13. And then she will take 8 consequential damage. Spider-Man has +1 attack because Lady Spider led play earlier with the War of the Great Web. She's a web warrior, so we can swing for 3 to bring Sabertooth from 13 down to 10. And then I'm thinking, yeah, that will end our turn. So let's ready back up. And then draw back up to our hand size of 5. Let's keep these Beatcocks in our hand here. Okay, so it is now Sabertooth's turn. He's gonna add 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spider Sense activates so we can draw a card. And then we will have Ironheart defense attack because Robert Kelly has a force interrupt. When an enemy resolves an undefended attack against you, deal that damage to Robert Kelly. So he would take damage and possibly die. So we're gonna have Ironheart defend this. This would be Sabertooth's boost card of 2, so it's hitting for 4. Ironheart does not survive. He now deals, or he discards a card to heal, so it's healing for 1. So it goes from 10 up to 11. And then Sabertooth deals us a face down encounter card for a total of 2. And the first one here, when reviewed, Sabertooth attacks you. Okay, we don't want to use the Spirecraft on that. So he's going to attack us here. Let's have Coulson defend this attack. This would be his boost card. Nothing. So Coulson is still defeated. And this would be Sabertooth's healing card. 2. So it's healing from 11 back up to 13. So he is regenerating pretty much almost everything. And then we get 1 more encounter card. Adamantium Claws. His attacks gain piercing and has +1 attack now. Okay. So do we have enough to take him out is the question. Okay, first let's have SPDR Thwart for 2 from the main scheme. This will clear this off. She returns back to our hand, taking excess consequential damage, and we can draw a card with the Web of Life and Destiny's effect because the web where ally left play. We got the mansion, but it's kind of late for that. Okay, let's see. So we definitely want to get her SPDR back down one last time. So let's use a Quinn carrier to generate 1 resource. Mansion will be a second resource, so we can play SPDR back down again. She will swing for 1 at Sabertooth to bring from 13 down to 12. She takes 8 consequential damage. Spider-Man gets +1 attack with the War of the Great Web because SPDR left play earlier, so he can swing for 3 to bring Sabertooth from 12 down to 9. And I just realized I'm 1 short. Okay, so let's use this as 3 resources. So we can play a swinging web kick and hit Sabertooth for 8. That'll bring from 9 down to 1. And then let's flip over to Peter Parker exhaust animated heal by 4 to go from 8 up to 12 here. And then let's use Scientist to generate a mental resource. This is a double resource when paying for yellow card to put down a B cop here. That will end our turn, so let's ready back up. Draw back up to our hand size of 6, but we decked out, so we get a face down encounter card. And then let's shuffle the discard pile back into the deck here. And draw 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it is Sabertooth's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main scheme. He's going to scheme with a base of 2 plus a boost card of 2 more for a total of 4. So this goes up to 5. And then after activating, he heals by 2. So he goes from 1 up to 3. And then 1 more encounter card for a total of 2. First one is Devotion's Plans. When reviewed, discard 1 card at random from your hand. So let's shuffle up our hand here. And we lose Lady Spider. And we have 1 more encounter card, Assault. In Alter Ego, it gains Surge. So we just surge into another card. And we got a minion here with 5 hit points. After Avalanche attacks you, exhaust the character you control. Okay, so back to our turn. Okay, let's use Animated Heal. So we go heal only 1 more, but we go back to our full hit points of 13 here. And then let's use Peter Parker's Scientist to generate a mental resource. And this will be 3 more resources for a total of 4. So we can play Nick Fury. When Nick Fury enters play, choose one. We're gonna actually pick the one to deal 4 damage. No, let's pick the one to draw 3 cards. We always want to draw 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's use this as a double resource. So we can play, actually, let's not do that yet. So let's just use this as 3 resources. So we can play Pavitri here. After Spider-Man enters play, remove 1 threat from the scheme for each Web Warrior card you control, including himself. So we have 1 with the Web of Life and Destiny, 2 Peter Parker because of the Word of Great Web, 3, 4. So we can get 4 off of the main scheme here. Exhaust B Cop to move 1 threat from the main over to it. Okay, next let's flip over to Spider-Man here. And let's see, can we flip him? And can we defeat this minion? Okay, so first, let's have SPDR swing. Actually, okay, Pavitri will swing at Sabertooth for 1. That will bring from 3 down to 2. Pavitri takes a consequential damage. And then, okay, SPDR will swing and hit Sabertooth for 1. That will bring him down to 1 hit point. She gets defeated, and then we can draw a card with the Web of Life and Destiny's effect because the Web Warrior ally let play. Let's use a Queen card to generate a resource. Second resource to play Black Cat. When she enters play, discard the top 2 cards of your deck and add each mental resource as card to your hand. We do not get anything. Okay, and then Black Cat will swing at 1 for at Sabertooth. That will bring him down to 0 and flip him over to his final stage here, where he has Retaliate and Toughness. So the Retaliate will go off and hit Black Cat for 1, and he has 18 hit points. Okay. Next, Spider-Man gets +1 attack because of Web Warrior ally let play in SPDR, so he can swing for 3 at Avalanche here. And then Nick Fury will swing for 2 at Avalanche to finish him off, and Nick will take a consequential damage. Okay, that will end our turn, so let's ready back up. And then draw back up to our hand size of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it is now Sabertooth's turn. He's going to add 1 to the main scheme. He's going to attack us. Spider Sense activates, so we can draw a card. We'll have Nick Fury defend this attack. This will be his boost card of 4 plus attach his card to Sabertooth. So he gets Animal of Ferocity. He gains Stalwart. So he's going to hit for a base of 4. Nick Fury does not survive that damage. And then he will discard the top card to heal by 1, but he's at full hit points now in the second stage. And then we get 1 face down encounter card, which is a minion. After Pyro attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck, then take 1 indirect damage for each printed resource icon discarded this way. Okay, so it's back to our turn, and I think we can end it. So let's have Pavitri swing at Sabertooth to get rid of Toughness. He will retaliate, and Pavitri takes a consequential damage. So Pavitri is discarded. We can draw a card with the Web of Life and Destiny's effect when a Web Warrior ally leaves play. So we draw a card. Spider-Man will, he gets +1 attack because we're ally left play, so we can swing for 3 at Sabertooth here. That'll bring him from 18 down to 15. And then let's use this as 2 resources, the Quinn Carrot as a 3rd, so we can play a swinging web kick. That will hit Sabertooth for 8. That will bring him from 15 down to 7. And then we will use this as 3 resources to play a second swinging web kick and hit Sabertooth for another 8. That will bring him from 7 down to 0. And that is Sabertooth on expert mode.